Low entry for tub replacements, just $149. Don't pay big box prices, but hurry, limited quantities available. You better get it when you see it at West Yellowknife.
No money down at Audi Chattanooga. 23 Audi Q5 S-Line, $699. No money down. 24 Audi A3, $599. No money down. Audi Chattanooga. No money down. Hurry.
This can be a busy and hectic season, a lot of fun certainly, but also stressful. We all know that can happen to the humans in our midst, but also our pets. They can definitely feel the stress of the holiday season as well. So it's a wonderful time for us to share a moment with Dr. Jim Hammon at Northgate Animal Hospital, who's bringing us some calm and some reassurance this morning, not just for us, but for our pets. Great to see you.
Thank you, Julie. Good to be here.
So I'm guessing, we talk all the time about food safety for our pets this time of year. We really haven't ever focused on how to help them de-stress. So just like people, they kind of need to have their little emotions tended to.
That's right. And so a home that doesn't have a lot of guests, if all of a sudden a big crowd shows up, then a lot of times people need to really work their pets into that situation gradually. So if pets get really excited when somebody shows up, then we need to be careful, especially for small children or elderly guests, because pets can jump on them and knock people over. And so that can cause a problem that way.
So is it a better thing? I mean, I guess it's case by case dependent. You've got to kind of know your dog in this particular case, or your cat. But sometimes people can think, oh, we'll just lock them up in the laundry room and keep them away from everybody. Is that always the best choice, or should you gradually kind of let them be a part of the fun?
Well, it depends on the personality of your pet, because there's a lot of variation in pet personalities, just like there are in people personalities. So some pets really like to see everybody and they're very social. Other pets, on the other hand, are much more standoffish, and they see all the people coming and they consider that to be a threat. And so we have to gradually let the pets warm up to the people. One trick that we can do is actually give the guests some treats, and then let the guest actually feed the dog some treats to kind of get them used to the people being there and kind of break down that fear that they have sometimes.
How about children with pets, Jim? Are they typically, do you need to take some extra precaution there?
Well, it depends on if the children are around pets all the time. You don't want new people to come into the house and start pulling ears and pulling tails, because that could wind up being a detrimental situation. So there are some pets that do better in going to a quiet place in the house and not being part of the festivities. And then there's other pets that might even do better in a boarding situation or staying at a friend's house if they are the kind that are not really socially acclimated to all the guests.
We talk a lot about dogs this time of year. Cats typically, they're pretty good at taking care of themselves, aren't they? They'll just go find a quiet corner and say, leave me alone.
Yeah, that under the bed place is a great place for a cat to go if they don't want to be around all the other people. So we need to wind up giving them a safe space as well. So especially if the kids or the adults have not been around these pets, or the pets are not acclimated to it, giving them a quiet space is really a good thing to do as well. Now we talk about, what are some of the signs that a stressed pet might have. And a lot of times you can see them trembling or licking their lips or yawning or avoiding the people. And if you see that, that's the signs that you want to look at so that you don't overwhelm them at the time. And, don't let them have unwanted attention, because that might precipitate growling or biting or scratching, if we just tried to press the point.
Are you a fan of using some kind of de-stressor for your pet? I know once upon a time we would talk about like a calming blanket or something, or a collar or something.
So there are the thunder shirts that we call them, that pets can wear. And the thunder shirts help in thunderstorms and fireworks, not necessarily when you got the Thanksgiving guests over, but see your veterinarian as well, because if you're just slightly anxious, sometimes your veterinarian can can prescribe a medication that will help as far as the the anxiety, can help to diffuse that just a little bit.
Okay, and before I let you run, I can't have you here and not talk a little bit about some food safety. If I'm remembering correctly, be careful of raisins.
Raisins and grapes, garlic and onions, and then you also, of course, the old adage, the chocolates and the walnuts. You don't want them to have the nuts. And then watch out for the xylitol. Xylitol is that sweetener for those sugar-free things. So it now can be in some peanut butters and some chewing gums and things like that. But we got to be careful on what treats we give. I mean, if you're just going to give your dog, if you just have to give some table food during Thanksgiving, then some turkey with the skin off of it, no gravy, some green beans, a bite of bread, all of that can be fine. But the other things we want to be sure to avoid and not let your pet have accidental access. I've heard of many a Thanksgiving turkey being abducted by the dog. So we got to be very careful there.
The Bumpus's dogs from A Christmas Story, right? That classic
That's right.
scene. Jim, thank you so much for your time this morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
And the same to you.
You can find Jim and his brother, Dr. Randy Hammon, at Northgate Animal Hospital in Hickson. That's right, 875-9033, and online it's northgateanimalhospital.com. I got ahead of myself there for a minute. We're back after this.
Ascension Living provides services and amenities to our residents.
It's such a close-knit group. It's so much like